The time has come.
Yes.
Sam Altman.
Yes.
The guy's a legend.
Certified.
He was running OpenAI, which OpenAI, ChatGPT, the company that we talk about every single week, ChatGPT is owned by OpenAI, along with a variety of other things, but that's their crown horse. And then Microsoft this year invested in OpenAI.
$13 billion.
Sam Altman is like one of these rock stars in tech. He's he's like a young, I don't know who mentioned, Steve Jobs and stuff like that. Like he's on that trajectory. So it was very surprising yesterday when the news broke that the board of OpenAI fired him. And
Friday they fired him.
Yeah. And then yesterday, Microsoft hired him. They created a position for him. And today it's been reported that 700 of 750 employees for OpenAI threatened the company that if the board doesn't resign for firing him, that they're all going to leave and go to Microsoft. And as a result, Microsoft's stock hit an all-time high today.
The rich got richer?
For sure. So yeah, it's a lot going on right now.
Yeah.
So Ian, what's going on with this?
Yeah, I'll go back and forth with you. Mike, put the dual screen up.
Yeah, let's do dual screen. It's really layered. Number one, we have to go back to the beginning. Elon was a partner in OpenAI, and I say this all the time. Fellas, you can close the laptop and log out and come back in. But anytime if a person is married and they'll finesse and cheat on their wife, you'll screw me in business. Lesson number one, please write this down. Whatever a person will do to you, they're going to do to somebody else. So for Elon to have been an integral part of OpenAI being developed, and they got him out of the way, and of course for press, they made it seem like he walked away peacefully, but that was one of his brainchilds with Sam.
Yeah. Hey, can I add a little commentary around that?
Go ahead.
Because I want to give context to it. So I'm going to give you the year. So 2016, OpenAI is founded. There was no board, right? It was 2000. It was a nonprofit, and that's key to understand. This was a nonprofit entity. The idea was to create artificial intelligence that was good for humanity. That's the mission statement of the company. They created a board because it was just two guys. It was Elon, right? And it was Sam. And they said, look, we can't be the guys making up the decisions for AI for the world. We need to let some other people in here to help us with the decisions. So they created a board, right? There was no board, right? It was just those two guys. They created the board. They got some people from the world of tech. They got some people from the world of government and some other people from firms throughout the country, right? That now becomes the board. 2018, what you're talking about, Elon sees what's going on, decides he doesn't agree with what the board is doing. He leaves.
Sign number one.
He leaves. The year he leaves, they create a subsidiary that is now a for-profit organization, right?
Yes.
Inside of it. So you got the nonprofit and you got the subsidiary that is for-profit. But the people who oversee the nonprofit, that board oversees the for-profit as well. The little context. All right.
And the thing is, like, people are always going to be greedy, and then make sure you have counsel that has your best interest at heart. Sam and Elon were trying to do the right thing, but we've seen this happen many times before. And I keep saying, it's one of the things that I love about Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg has enough power through Class A shares to not let that happen to him. Why? Because he undercut the Winklevi twins. So you got to protect yourself. That's lesson number two. My dad always tells me, protect yourself at all costs. People get greedy. And now that OpenAI is a darling company and ChatGPT is almost like iPhone-esque in the AI space, everyone has an idea. And I'm sure y'all have dealt with this. Everyone idea is the reason why the brand worked, right? I go through it too. Well, I helped you iron your clothes one time, and then you gave a speech at InvestFest. Without me ironing, you wouldn't have killed it on stage. Greed creeps in. Thirdly, Sam didn't have any protection when Elon was gone. And you have to be careful in times of recession. For all of my entrepreneurs, please listen. You're going to go through this too. Proxy fights, hostile takeovers are par for the course when money gets really, really tight. Because everyone is saying, if this is a big new company and we're going to be so AI focused, and we have this partnership with Microsoft, what can I do to get a lion's share and push him out? But what the board, Charlie, you messed up. What the board did not see,
Charlie who?
Hefe,
Charlie who?
I'm just making up a name for one of the board members. Yeah. Satya coming in and saying, hey, whatever you do, you got a home here. I haven't seen Satya speak out this much about one person, including himself, ever. You always have to weigh up the costs when you go on an attack for what the blowback is going to be. Now, and Rashad, I saw you posted it earlier, if the team isn't riding like this, I don't want it. So when all 700 employees are saying, we're going to leave and go with him, now you get to go to a bigger castle. He gets to run AI. What are they going to do if all 700 employees leave and you're left with 70? Now the investors are going to want you out.
Mm-hmm. Because I mean, that's the job of the board, right? To protect the investors at the interest of the company, right? But if there's no employees, it's tough to have a business. Now, do they all go to Microsoft? I don't know. Maybe they do, but maybe they don't.
If I was Satya, not to cut you off, whatever they were making, I would triple it.
Well, that's what somebody in the comments was like, the audacity of people just thinking that they could just have a job at Microsoft. But it's like, when you make this kind of move to bring somebody of his talent into Microsoft, it comes with certain level of, red carpet treatment. So I'm pretty sure they made up a position for him. So I'm pretty sure he already told them, like, look, I'm bringing my guys with me.
He's brought some people
and I'm pretty sure that they have an unlimited check for, you want to bring 700 people, not a lot of people.
That's nothing.
So it's like, you want to bring the whole entire company over here? Like, I don't care. Like, whatever's going to make you happy. And the thing about it, it's just like sports, right? Like when LeBron comes to Miami, why did he leave Miami? Because Pat Riley started hassling him about his mom sitting front row, about Rich Paul, about Maverick. I'm not putting up with that. I'm LeBron James.
I'm a star. I'm bringing GDP to the city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm going to go back to Cleveland and I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm going to have my chef come on the plane. Yep. Well, when you're Jordan, you get treated differently than Steve Kerr.
Generational talent deserves different treatment, and Sam is a generational talent.
Right, and the board that he created are the people who fired him, which is crazy. So they actually are asking him to come back, but it's too late. No, what he's saying is like, I'm not coming back until there is a new board or there is new guidelines for a board, right? So they had autonomy to fire him. Well, that was the issue. Right?
You know who else got fired by the board?
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Stephen Paul.
And came back. Yeah. So it's not unprecedented. Steve Jobs was fired.
Yeah.
Fired by Apple. That's when he started Pixar.
His own company.
Yep. He left Apple. He got fired by Apple, started Pixar, made that amazing, and then came back to Apple. So the board, I think it's a lot of times too where I don't know the situation, how this plays out, but if you look at, remember when I said Elon was a lot like Kanye West?
Yeah.
Doesn't seem so crazy now. We'll talk about that later on.
Yeah.
But when you're dealing with a star player or a star talent, it's hard to manage that type of person. They do what they want. They're a little aloof. They might not fully check in. They're not good with following orders or, and for board people, they don't like that a lot of times. They want somebody that, they can control, somebody that is more in line.
Yeah, that was one of the issues. They were like, he didn't report enough to us, right? It
happens all the time.
Yeah, there was issues, right? They got the $13 billion investment from Microsoft, and there was rumors
for what percentage of equity?
49%.
Close to that political number. Go ahead.
49, right? So they got the 49%. And there was some talks of saying we needed additional funds because we can see that this AI race is going to run rampant and we can lead it, but we're going to need additional funds.
Justine just said, I promise you there are 17 people minimum in every state who are as talented as LeBron. And as for you saying that, you're getting blocked. You're getting blocked. You're getting blocked.
As talented as him in acting?
You're getting blocked.
The shot?
You're getting blocked.
Wait, what?
You'll never be able to speak ever again on Earn Your Leisure's platform.
Be mindful.
Yes. But that part is interesting, right? So now you have the guy who was the founder of the company that got the $13 billion investment, now has been hired by the company that invested it. So what does this say for OpenAI? Is this a dismantling of the company, or does the board act and say, all right, here comes our new CEO and we need to hire more employees if all these people leave? Like, what is the fate of OpenAI?
They need to come with the baby. I'm sorry, but it's too late. Ladies, like, you ever had a dude that you really loved and then he act right, and then you got rid of him and all of a sudden he won't act right? I know that's right. It's over with. It's over with. Listen, there's nothing. And here, this goes back to my Belichick versus Brady commentary. Brady was the system. I'm going to say it again. Belichick needs to be his last year in Foxborough. Too often, ego and board, even with the board is there to protect the investors. But if you lose your CEO who masterminded this thing with Elon, what do you really have? Nothing. There's not many people who can run that business.
Right. Part of the problem is that if Microsoft is a 49% investor in your company, you at least would give them due diligence to let them know you're going to fire the CEO, right? They're not going to find out when the rest of the world finds out, which is what happened, right? When we heard Nutella talk, he's saying, like, I found out when the world found out. How does a 49% stakeholder who's invested $13 billion into the company not know that you're about to fire the CEO of it?
So let's talk about, all right, so as far as the stock, right?
Yeah. Microsoft?
Well, both. Okay. Because OpenAI was rumored to potentially go public next year.
Yeah.
So this drastically impact, and that was a highly anticipated IPO. This changes that dynamic drastically.
I'd say.
Potentially. Microsoft is almost 50% owner of OpenAI. So it's still in their best interest to make sure that OpenAI does well.
Right.
But Microsoft stock is soaring right now.
On fire.
There's going to be a lot of enthusiasm around Microsoft now, because now he's part of the team. This is like getting a star player.
Yeah.
This is like, you know what I mean?
Tupac went to death row with better leadership.
You know what it feels like? If we're relating it to sports, it's like he's now going to the team that doesn't have a salary cap.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like Giannis. It's like, you know, like somebody just picked up Giannis, right? It's like you're already winning, right? Like, let's say, who's the team? Golden State. You're already a perennial superstar team. And you have 5 rings already, and you just got Giannis.
Yeah.
Tough.
No cap. Right?
Like, I don't know if OpenAI will go public soon. I think they have a lot of things to get in order. Now, the governance part of, are you building too fast? Because I know they wanted to, like, allow people to make their own personal chat bots. Right. That can be a security threat at some point. If they get that underway and they get that secure, I think we're going to usher in a new era. I think the old social media FANG era is over. We're entering the AI era and healthcare era. They have some things to fix, but Microsoft is going to be the biggest benefactor. And I wouldn't be surprised if they put in more capital to get 55% ownership of OpenAI.
Yeah, I can see that happening. And the interesting part is, like, if you do the history of it, like, the product itself, the GPT product, was a Google product, right?
Yeah.
They didn't know what to do with it, which is why Sam came in, because he's a products guy. And so do you get a chat GPT, the product? And so now, if you think about Microsoft's existing products, Azure being obviously the number one thing that they'll probably come in because it's cloud-based, what does he now add on the product side? You're talking about an all-star player in the world of AI. He has an unlimited chest, right? And now he's bringing in his best talent with him to now go on this journey. This is why you see Microsoft hit an all-time high today, and I would be surprised because when the CEO, when Nutella gave the CEO of Microsoft spoke today, he said, "Look, we were already in relationship with Sam. We felt great about him Friday. We felt even better about him today. We're not. He's coming to Microsoft. This is the plan. And so now, if he has an open chest and an unlimited support, I mean, this is a company, and I know it's one of the top 2 you always speak about, but they're going to be here for a long time.
This is what Santi said. Irrespective of where Sam is, he's working with Microsoft. That sounds like welcome to death row. When Tupac went to death row and it went up, shout to Suge, shout to Muta. Now, and people forget this, Sam had the benefit of working at Y Combinator for years, foreseeing the best use cases for product rollout, UI, UX, and he got to bundle that up into ChatGPT for his benefit. Now, with the resources with Microsoft and Satya loving him, now Microsoft may finally be in a position on the B2C side, business to consumer side, to make a favorable product. And if we have full integration into Word, even more so than it already was, and you have an unlimited war chest for new ideas, because a lot of the new ideas that they were rolling out for ChatGPT 5 could be implemented over here. Mm-hmm. The board messed up. And this is what I want to say too. If you don't drive the most value, you can't control the person that drives the value. Even with us, hey, you guys should act this way and speak this way and da-da-da. Why? Why govern? 4 weeks, leather jacket's coming back.
So here's the other part of it, not to cut you off, but the other part is the mission statement was to create artificial intelligence that was beneficial and safe for humanity. Is there an argument that if they move at this speed, the safety and the intelligence move at the same speed, that this could, I mean, we know that there's danger that comes with that.
Absolutely.
Right. So it moves away from the mission statement of OpenAI. The other part of the mission statement was that they were trying to combat and kind of a profit-driven AI bots, which is what we saw other companies doing. But it feels like that's out the window.
At one point, Google's mission lightly was to do no evil. You can argue if they do evil or not. I think once Elon got out of the ecosystem, maybe some of those motives may have changed. I do think if you scale too fast, there's going to be harm that comes with it.
Right.
All the scammers and some nefarious groups overseas, they're going to get their hands on stuff and it's not going to be favorable. So you do need governance and you do need safety there. That's when the cybersecurity is going to come in, and then that black hat world of hacking, you're going to need to consult with them to see what can be done to stop or thwart people from using the technology in a wrong fashion. But at this scale, we got to be very honest. Like, I think it was a noble idea to help humanity. But once you start to have shareholders that you have to report to, stakeholders, now the product is integrated with one of the biggest empires of all time being Microsoft. You need growth. You need bottom line and top line growth. I ain't give you 13 billion so we can just grow roses in the garden. No, let's get to it. Have to make some, and this is the unfortunate side of capitalism. I think it was a noble idea. I think it's one of the best inventions or creations of the last 50 to 100 years. It's what we dreamed of we could have in school. Like, I used to be in math class, like, man, if I had a calculator that I can scan and see the answer, this is it. We're here now. So I think it was a noble idea in the beginning, but we're like the cat's out of the bag. Saber-tooth tiger's out of the bag. It's too late.
Shout out to DJ Johnson on the super chat.
For sure.
Yeah, shout out to him.
So
like the tech talk.
For sure. Hit the like button and share. Let's get this up to 6,000.
You get 6,000. I may do cash apps tonight.
Cash app, Captain
Maybe.
Cash App. So you said if somebody cheats, then
that's funny, yo. Come on.
you said if somebody cheats, they're gonna cheat you in business.
I think if somebody will screw you over, if they are married, they'll screw me over easily, for sure.
I think if somebody doesn't take care of their kids, I don't trust anybody.
Big fact. Oh yeah, you'll kill me
for sure.
You'll kill me
for sure. Like, even what we're talking about, like, yo, you want to hang with my kid and your kid to hang with my kid. I'm like, bro, I don't know you.
I don't know you like that.
I don't know you like that. Sorry. I got to keep him protected.
What do y'all think about the competitors? I'm just thinking that, right? Like, if 700 workers don't go to Microsoft, do you think that the Anthropics of the world, Amazon, Google, they're looking to say, let's go pluck that talent?
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
That's part of the game as well, right?
It's going to end up like old boy girl in the Bahamas.
Knock, knock. Knock, knock.
Stop her shot. Knock, knock, who there? I said, oh boy, how old girl end up in his room and you came with him?
My pops tried to warn me.
Still in the deli.
Martin.
Still in the deli.
Now that there is unrest in your company, of course they want to poach talent. This sounds like an episode out of Billions. I keep saying it. If you haven't watched Billions, I told Stock Club this. If you have not watched Billions and you have not watched Succession, you'll get a quick course on how international business works. Some will get poached for sure. Hopefully some will end up in Anthropic. Some will end up in Google. Hopefully some will end up in Amazon. We'll get to that later with the prescriptions and the healthcare plan that's finally affordable. But yeah, some will be poached, but I think they know their company is a generational talent like Microsoft, like Apple, like Google that will change the world. And they have a clear lead. It's like NVIDIA. They have a clear lead. The gap between the next best AI model in terms of perception and everyone else is too wide to even close. Like we're going to have to get some specialists in the healthcare or in a particular field to match what they've already built and created. And that's like first mover's advantage. Like if you get to a space and claim it first and you are the preeminent thought there, like mind share, ChatGPT probably has 70% mind share. That's a hard thing to uncover. Even if Bard is better, that's hard. So some of them could get poached, but if I was a board member of OpenAI right now, I'll put the pipe bomb under my own car. You messed up bad. Just go.
Pipe bomb. The pipe bomb reference has been made.
Yes, there it is.
These are just jokes.
This is written by Sam Rothstein. Sam Rothstein survived.
I made you money. Eddie Murphy, Charlie Murphy.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Rare Fox too.
Charlie Murphy.
Yes.
Always check underneath your car before you start it. That's a mafia. You learn that in the mafia.
Yeah.
If you watch mafia movies.
Metal panel under the driver's seat. Metal panel under the driver's seat.
Yo, it was Sam Rothstein almost got taken out like that. It's almost took him off for this.
Also,
pipe bomb. You got pipe bomb a car is crazy.
Yeah.
Pipe bomb a car is crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Leave my investments alone too.
Please. Thank you.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I made my guy uncomfortable. On to the next.